What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 161, and we're recording on October 18th, 2021. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. All right, Warren has an announcement this week, so hit us with it.
All right, we got a Twitch thing going on Thursday, American time, on Eastern Daylight Time, 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a Girls Planet 999 top 9 predictions bonanza, party, fiesta, if you will.
Right before the finale.
I know Doug has asked people on the Discord to make predictions. Mm-hmm. I haven't made my prediction yet.
I have not made mine either.
Nope. We have not made ours. We'll make ours on the show. We'll talk about Girls Planet 999 later in the episode. But come hang. We'll talk about GP 999 a whole bunch.
Yeah, we'll also have Anita's prediction by then too. So we'll also talk about her prediction. It's also interesting because Warren has a perspective on what's going on because he reads the Korean stuff, the Korean side, not just what we consume on the Western side. Netizens. So he sometimes says, "Nah, man, it's not like that." And generally, he's kind of right with what he's been saying lately. So we'll have to see.
I have a pretty good track record with these predictions.
The first ever prediction we did for season 1, he got every single kid right. There was just a couple kids in the wrong spots, I believe.
Should we do points again?
Wrong. Yeah.
You should do points again.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're doing points, Anita. Already in the channel.
Okay.
Yeah. You have not looked at the Discord, Anita.
I have not. I avoid the spoilers.
Fake SojuTalk person over here, Anita.
Yeah, but Twitch stream, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Boom. All right, so we're now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 161, where we're going to discuss some big new releases, choose a spicy song king, and hit you with the music show winners. Boom. All right, we're only covering 2 songs this week. The first one came out on Tuesday. It's going to be the ENHYPEN and Tamed-Dashed, and then we're going to cover what came out on Wednesday, LIGHTSUM's Vivace. Vivace? How do I say that song?
Vivace?
Vivace. They say Vivace in the song. But let's start on the ENHYPEN song Tamed-Dashed. So they are from HYBE and B-Lift, some kind of combination of that. Debuted last year in 2020, and their other 2 songs were Drunk, Dazed, and Given Taken, with 3 music show wins so far. This song is a little bit less dark than the usual ENHYPEN stuff we've been getting, right?
True.
There are normally they slather the lore on everything, right? Like it's a ridiculous amount of lore going on. This one, there's just little hints of it going on. I thought
more subtle.
They went with like a school theme, like a preppy school theme where they play rugby, like a boarding school type vibe with this one.
Right.
Honestly, I was getting Hogwarts vibes over here.
Yeah, it's like westernized Hogwarts a little.
Yeah.
That being said, I prefer this one to Drunk Dazed, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, I have problems with this one. It's not a perfect song. But something about this song just slaps a bit, in my opinion. The bass line, particularly.
Ooh, yeah. Good bass.
Right?
That was good bass. I feel like the chorus especially, there's a lot of strong low-end bass going on. And then I feel like that was a great contrast to the ENHYPEN members' vocals, which tends to be a little high-pitched for, for what they do. And I felt like that was a nice contrast. You're getting the best of both worlds. And I feel like the way it was mixed didn't make it feel like it was empty or anything. It was just a really full party going on.
I have a question, though. So I'm not the biggest fan of the processing in the chorus, particularly the high-end stuff that they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's been a recurring pattern with the HYBE music coming out recently.
I feel like that's the main complaint I'm seeing. It's it's a good song, but that vocal processing, though, is what I've been seeing quite often when I'm reading up.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's cleaning up too much, too much compression. It's too sanitized. It's sterile. You could say that. It's dry. It almost sounds distorted because they took out all the natural inflections and the way people speak and sing. Which, by the way, I do none of. I put in minimal effort to mixing on this podcast. But that being said, I do. There have been I've read some articles about the way HYBE mixes vocals with the recent BTS songs and the TXT songs, saying they do that so that so that it's generally widely appealing as much as possible, because when you take away all the funky things about a vocal inflection, the way people sing, then you have less chances of people going, oh, I don't like that person's lisp, or like something like that. That was the theory that person had who wrote that article. I'm not sure if I agree or disagree. At the same time, I do agree it is leaning into one of the more heavily vocal processed songs that we've heard in a while, which I don't think is awful, but at the same time, it is kind of annoying because it takes away a little bit of characteristic. And I'm still having, this is their third track, ENHYPEN, and we've seen some of their stuff leading out of Island. I have trouble telling apart who's singing which part, honestly.
That's true.
That's a good thing to say.
Yeah.
And not even that. I have trouble telling when the singer changes. Like, there are some clear moments where it's obvious, but at the same time, I noticed that when I was listening to the song on Spotify, and then I went back to the YouTube music video, I was like, oh, the singer is different. I didn't notice. Maybe it's because I'm not a huge ENHYPEN fan, but I'm missing the experience. I don't know. It's just, sorry.
Anita, what did you think of Tamed-Dashed?
I don't know. I feel like this sound for them is very interesting because I feel like it's still kind of in line with what they've already done so far. I guess more closely with Drunk Dazed, but I would say I prefer Drunk Dazed maybe a little bit more. And I don't know. I think for me in this song there was a little bit of visually and just the sound of the song I thought was a very interesting combo. Like when I look at the chorus, right? The choreo that's going on in the chorus and then the sound, the vibe of the chorus, the progression of the chorus. I almost feel like, oh, this is very interesting. I would have expected a different choreo, something a little bit more following the song, but I felt like, oh, it was a lot sharper and stronger.
Do you
than I would
like
have thought.
the square choreography? You know what I'm talking about, right? Where
The
they move
neck
very
thing?
angular, almost putty choreography going on.
I mean,
ISOs.
it's cool because I feel like the move itself is cool. I just feel like when I see it and when I hear the song, I'm almost like, oh, I feel like we're going really, really intense.
Yeah.
When I don't think the song is that intense, just musically, like how it sounds.
Really?
But it's, I don't know. Maybe like it's still upbeat, right? Like the rhythm, the beat is up there, but I don't find it. Maybe because it wasn't as dark either. Like it was. The set, it was very bright. The colors were really bright. And like the darker, the word that they have is kind of alluded to, but not really the main thing this time around. I don't know. I feel like it was interesting. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I just feel like, oh, I if I listened to the song, I wouldn't expect to see this to accompany it.
It was a surprising twist, almost.
Yeah.
Subverted your expectations, almost.
A little bit, yes.
Okay. I get that.
I mean, me with my caveman brain, though, like, this one kind of thumps, though, you know? Like, this is a kind of hype song, I thought. I could get down to this.
Oh, I feel like this is a good level of upbeatness.
Yeah.
Where, like, the tempo itself is very fast. Like, there's, like, boom, 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 boom. And, like, there's it has a rock band sound, like an arrangement.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the way the melodies are written and all that is closer to synthwave. And I felt like it mashed all those like really, really well to a point where I felt like it was pretty intense and energetic. Although I do feel like I know what Anita's referring to. Like, I think the Doug's reference to the box choreo or whatever.
The neck.
Yeah, the neck thing. I don't know that. I was like, I don't know what that is. It's kind
I
of
liked
cool,
it.
though.
I liked it, though. I thought it was cool.
I like it too. But at the same
cool.
time, I was like, Also, one more thing before I feel like we're trying to move on. One more thing. Isn't it a little late for summer vibes?
Okay, no, yes.
True.
I have seen people saying that why are they releasing a summer-ish song in the fall?
It's not even a summerish song. They like mention summer numerous times throughout the song.
They go to the beach, but it's kind of cold now.
Yeah, the release timing does seem a little strange considering the concept of the song, right?
Yeah.
Overall, ENHYPEN's been an interesting group so far. I think objectively, of the Hybe umbrella rookie boy groups, I think TXT is a little bit more notable at the moment. I think that's fair to say. ENHYPEN's doing their own thing. They have this kind of like high concept, very fast-paced, intense thing going on, right? It's kind of unique to them. And they're like, these kids must be exhausted every time they do the choreo to their songs because it's crazy.
I mean, it's great though. They do. I feel like they're building a nice character.
Yes.
Of their a nice acoustic and visual identity to their own, which a lot of groups don't have by their third song. So
we're gonna have to see, because we have been hearing about the female version of Island that's gonna happen sometime next year.
Yep.
Ooh.
I wonder what that means for ENHYPEN. Maybe there'll be some cross-referencing in the lore or something.
That'd be so cool.
There might be, right?
Yes.
So we'll have to see. Overall, ENHYPEN, Tamed-Dashed, most people on our Discord were kind of like either alright or but it wasn't really like dragging anyone to one end of the spectrum really much in terms of if they like it or not. So it is what it is. But let's move on to the next song. Came out on Wednesday. It is LIGHTSUM's Vivace. That's what I'm going to call it. They are from Cube, debuted this year with Vanilla, and they have 0 music show wins so far. Okay, this is an improvement from Vanilla. Let's say this.
I would agree with that. Yes,
I agree.
I remember when we talked about Vanilla. I wouldn't say we dumpstered the song, but if I remember correctly, the conversation went, "This is super generic for a debut," right? That was the overarching feeling. What I will say about this song, I still think this is pretty generic, but I think they are heading in the correct direction now. But I think the monkey in the room is that this song really sounds in a similar vein to older Uju Sonyo or IZ*ONE songs.
Yep.
That's the main thing I'm getting from this one.
And it's not bad because I like that sound.
Exactly. That's one of my favorite types of
Really?
songs.
I argue it's bad. Why would you do something? Why would you do something other people are already well known for? I mean, sure.
See, the decision maybe not the greatest, but the sound itself, right? I don't think it's bad.
I personally, I feel like if the first comment the comment we gave it the first track was that it's generic, this one I feel like maybe is less generic than that. At the same time, it's not that big of an improvement. Where what makes LIGHTSUM special? I don't understand at this point.
I agree with you in a lighter sense where there's nothing really like this group does this, about them yet, and we're 2 songs in at this point. Anita, you got some more opinions?
I don't know. I feel like I also feel that way where I don't think it's necessarily. Well, maybe actually I don't know. If they go this route, right? Like a very similar sound to IZ*ONE's. I think specifically Fiesta, what Fiesta sounded like, that vibe. I think I don't mind, but is it helpful in setting them apart from other girl groups? No.
So you don't care about their success is what I'm hearing here, Anita.
Yes. So I feel like it's nice. It's nice. It's not bad. I like the outfits, the styling, the sets. It's pretty. It's nothing the way I would say like, oh, this was a terrible decision. But in the long term, yes, I do see the problem there.
Here's the thing. On one end, I feel like it's always better to have a poo-poo release that is very unique over a generic, decent release. That's always been my take.
Because it's more memorable?
Right, because it's a lot more memorable. Like, for instance, the most recent example is aespa with Savage, where people were very divisive over whether they liked the song or not. But now everyone knows what they sound like.
Yep.
Everyone has
That's
a good
true.
understanding of their identity.
And everyone's had like 10 conversations about aespa in the last 2 weeks.
Right. If you want to be a celebrity, if you want to be a star, you should have people talking about you. Whether that's positive stuff or negative stuff, you want people talking about you. This isn't going to generate any of that. Especially when they're going after a sound which I identify as past the trend, kind of dead almost.
It's too safe. Yeah.
Fiesta leaned into like future house, deep house mostly, and had a bit of future bass added on top of it. Vivace or Vivace or whatever, this leans a lot more heavier into the future bass sound, and has even almost like a rave music, gamer music kind of aesthetic to it, especially with the drop. which I understand has a specific type of audience, but at the same time, like last year, we've been getting people saying, "Oh, is feature bass dead?" Oh, like people have been saying it's like a sound that people have kind of moved on from, which it's not to say future bass is bad. It's not to say this kind of sound is bad, but at the same time, you want to be a pop musician that is, relevant to other people and is more easily able to grab new audiences. But the problem with this is that this kind of sound, because it has a bit of a more dated sound in terms of the trend, is less able to do that. And sure, it'll be able to grab people who are a big fan of the sound. How big is that audience is my next question, right?
That's true.
Like with the Eyes One sound analogy, that's fine. But at the same time, we've already established that this has been like past Cosmic Girls sound. We should ask, why has Cosmic Girls left that kind of sound? It's not like Cosmic Girls has been like incredibly wildly popular with that sound either.
No.
Right? So in terms of creative direction, there are so many questions in terms of why they decided to do this.
It's also interesting if given the context of Cube girl groups at the moment, because G-Idol's having the issue that Sujin left, so they're kind of on the back burner at the moment. So functionally right now, like this is the girl group, right? Because CLC, as Eugene stated on GP, is pretty much like they don't know what's going on with them, right? They're on a functional hiatus at the moment. Like G-Idol's on a light hiatus at the moment because of the Sujin thing. They gotta wait for that to die down. So this is the girl group at Cube at the moment, right?
Right.
The one that can promote. It's kind of interesting to me because I consider Cube to be like a top 7 company in K-pop, right? They're a big company.
Historically, yeah.
It feels a little strange to me that they can't really hammer down a concept and direction for this group yet. Right?
I mean, I don't feel like I'm gonna be less excited about LIGHTSUM for their next release.
No, given I like Chowon a lot.
I like Chowon too.
I like Chowon so much.
Nice.
She looks great. I liked her highlight in this the hair thing going on in the music video.
Right.
Yeah.
And like traditionally speaking, I've been a fan of what Cube does, and sure we haven't been a fan of Vanilla. Sure we haven't been. I haven't been a big fan of Vivace, but like. They're on overall, they're still on the good track record, so I want to check them out next time too. But at the same time, I'm only going to be patient for so much longer, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the early days of like a Wakey Makey, where they didn't know who they were.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
yeah.
That kind of feels like where they are at the moment. Like they have Fantagio's decently big too, right?
Right.
And it just feels like they don't really know what to do with them yet, right?
That's
and
so
then
odd.
once Wakey Makey started to like kind of discover who they are, the songs got way better and the concepting got way better. I feel like that's where we are right now with them.
Right.
I haven't lost hope for LIGHTSUM. We only got 2 songs, but I would like to see them step forward proudly and be like, this is what LIGHTSUM is,
Right, same. Like, I'm just a little concerned because 4 Minute was fine. 4 Minute was great. And then you had G-Idol, which was concepted.
No, you had CLC in the between.
I'll get to that in a second. Because G-Idol was mostly concepted by Soyeon herself.
Yeah.
Right? She figured out most of the creative direction. So that was successful too. But the exception to this is obviously, like you mentioned, CLC, which they had trouble identifying their identity
That's
for
true.
a very long time.
Yes.
Yep, they started with that Peppy song, and then we ended up with
I like that
Helicopter. 2 very different songs there.
Right. And I just hope they don't make the same mistakes that they did.
I agree. No, that's that's the thing I don't want to say right now. But you know what I mean? It feels like it a little right now. I ain't saying it though.
Elephant in the room.
Look, they didn't do a great job first time. Maybe the second time will be good,
Yeah, let's
Hopes
see.
in the air.
All right. Other big releases this week include Try B, Would You Run? This was such a liked song by some people. People were voting for it for the Spice King, even though it can't get points. A lot of people were voting for this one. The next one was Jessie via Street Woman Fighter, Cold Blooded. We were almost going to cover it, but when the music video came out, Jessie was only in like the last minute of it. So it was a lot of just the dancers. We have Kangta with Maybe, Super Junior's Donghae with California Love. That's an interesting song title considering that kid's from Korea. We have Black Song with Close to Me. We have Eric Nam with I Don't Know You Anymore, and then Jin Hyuk today with Work. We're at Spice King, but Warren has another announcement here or thing to say.
Oh, well, I mean, Harold called me the other night. He goes, I was on the phone with him because I've been keeping up with him. If you listen to the podcast for more than a year or so. You'll probably remember Hot Takes Harold. You know, he was to show he's Doug's cousin.
Yeah, so Hot Take Harold was the fourth member, 3.5 member of the crew, right? He was crew member 3.5. He would come in sometimes on our show, drop some hot takes, and then the three of us would react to them. But he kind of fell off after episode like 100.
Well,
or
no,
so.
you told me you locked him in the basement.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
kind of
happened.
stayed there for all. Yeah.
So he called me the other day. He was like, you know what? I'm done with this mistreatment. I am moving out. I'm moving out to Alaska.
Good for him. Oh,
He's going
great.
to Alaska.
He's going to Alaska to halibut fish or something. Yes.
Apparently, I don't know. So he's quitting the podcast. But coincidentally, our Patreon supporters, we called them Harold's homies for a while. Now, because Harold is not a part of the show anymore, it hasn't
He
been
is no
for like
longer
over
a
a year.
homie.
Right. We need you guys to have a new name.
We need to rebrand.
We need to rebrand. We need a new label for y'all, and we could just say Patreon supporters, but like that's kind of boring, right?
Nah.
That's not
So
interesting.
here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna nominate a couple options. We Doug, I, and Anita will choose a couple options, and we'll vote on them. So make your nominations. You have 1 week starting now. I also will have to admit, if there are no nominations, we're gonna we're gonna call you guys poo poo assers.
And even if you're not a patron, if you have like a really fire name or something, just drop it somewhere, YouTube or on the SojuTalk Discord channel. If it's so good, it might be a nominee, you know? So,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so keep a heads up for that.
You don't want that name, guys. Come on.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with poo poo assers, just saying.
I know, it's kind of funny. It's like we're talking about. It's like the poo-poo assessors decided this week. You know? But we're now at Spice King, though. Let's move on to the segment where we're gonna decide which song reigns supreme. Songs that place number 1 on the Soju chart will be declared the Spice King. Last week, Twice picked up its third crown because it got double crowns and it got a single crown, so 3 crowns, and it entered the Hall of Spice with The Feels, aespa, Savage got second place, and Joyudi's Glassy got third. The new candidates were only 2. The 2 we covered, ENHYPEN's Tamed-Dashed and LIGHTSUM's Vivace, whatever. I can't pronounce that song. Vivace.
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 Okay, like I thought it was going to be like Vivace or something, but then I listened to the song and they clearly say Vivace. Like,
Vivace something.
Vivace. That's what it is. Vivace.
but those were the candidates this week. I do have a chart. I struggled
Okay.
with third place, but first and second, I was like set on.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
First place, don't you know I'm a savage? It has to be aespa Savage here. Even if you don't like this song, this has been one of the most talked about songs of this year.
Yep.
People keep talking about
It's
it. I
something.
see YouTube shorts. I see TikToks about it all the time. I see compilation videos all over the place about this one. This is a pretty big song. I'm putting it in first. I enjoy it thoroughly. Second
Yes.
place, ENHYPEN's Tamed-Dashed. I get down
Oh.
for this song. I'm gonna vibe to it the whole week. It's
Nice.
exciting. I like it. It's a little bit gloomy right now. I'm finally in sweatpants and like a hoodie now. It's that season.
Oh,
but
yes.
this song is keeping me hype. So I'm putting that one in second.
Fair,
and in
fair.
third place, I had the LIGHTSUM song, but I thought about it, and I will actually put Joyuri in third place. 'Cause
Nice.
I've been listening
Nice.
to that a bit, so that is my
I
chart
respect
this
that.
week.
Yes.
Good chart. Good chart.
All right, Anita, what is your chart looking like?
My chart is also Savage because I have aespa in first.
Let's go.
Great. I don't know. It's really grown on me. I like all the parts. My favorite is still the Novice We Love You part.
Oh my God.
Anita, stop.
I'm serious. I love that part. Yes. Great song.
You wild lad.
It's not that wild. And then second, I also have Yuri Glassy. I don't know. I really like the sound. I think I've seen some live performances as well. I like the styling. The short hair looks great. So I'll put it in second. And in third, I'll put in ENHYPEN, Tamed-Dashed. I am still a little lukewarm towards this song, but it's interesting. I feel like a lot of the visual aspect, the lore, and the sound is interesting all put together. So I'll put it in third.
All right. Warren, what is your chart looking like this week?
On YouTube last week, Luigi Ramirez commented, "This Warren guy needs to shut the fuck up." I will not, sir, because I assume he's talking about me talking about aespa and how much I praised it. If
yeah.
anything, right? Because I think that's the only spicy thing I said this week. I think if anything, over the week, I have come to appreciate the song even more. I think
Let's go.
it deserves first. It's a great song.
There you
It's a great
go.
song. If you don't like it, that's fair too. I totally understand where you guys are coming from too. I have struggled a bit with the second and third place. I will admit, very similar to Doug, but I do agree with you guys. ENHYPEN, Tamed-Dashed, it's a really nice song. I really like the sound of it overall.
Yep.
If you guys want to study sound design, other than the vocal mixing, this is a really fun place to begin. It is a little overcompressed, but it's fun. It's really fun. I really like the bass. Not gonna lie. Third place, I struggled a lot more. I will admit. Glassy
Woods?
by Choyuri
Woods?
it's a fine song. It's not on my chart.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's a fine song, but it's not on my chart. Same goes for the LIGHTSUM Vivace song. It's it's not that bad, but at the same time, there's a song I like more, and it's been a while. But I'm putting Dimples by Woosung.
Well, damn. Okay.
Wow. That's your team up bottom.
I mean, here's the thing. I will admit it's very lucky because of the way I feel with these recent tracks.
Wow.
I have to admit. I haven't listened to this much.
I thought you were gonna pick between Woods or Wusong. To be honest, I thought it was gonna come down to one of those two. Anita, you had ENHYPEN in third, right? I'm just making sure.
Yes, I did.
Okay, ENHYPEN in third. We're good there. All right. The homies had aespa in first place with
Let's
19
go,
points.
Let's go.
Second place, they had LIGHTSUM with 17 points. It almost got first.
Oh.
It was really close.
Okay.
And then in
Nice.
third place
Surprise.
with 9 points, they had ENHYPEN. So that was their chart.
All right.
The results, though, aespa Savage all
It's
killed for
Savage.
first place, picking
Let's
up double
go.
crowns this week. But good luck next week. I'll explain later. Second place with 8 points is ENHYPEN's Tamed-Dashed, and in third place is Joyuri's Glassy. So that is the Soju chart for this
Yes.
week.
Nice.
Looking at next week, good luck getting another crowd aespa. We have IU. The music video's already come out, but it's technically a Tuesday song, right? We have IU.
Okay.
We also have CM Blues making a comeback. We have CL's album, I think, drops on Wednesday. We have 17 on Friday. NCT 127, Epic High, and Ryan Jun's group are all on Monday.
Goodness.
I believe in you.
I feel like next week might be a four
need
song
you.
week because we got a lot of things. But like, I'll just say like there is a monster in the room and her name is IU. So good luck getting
IU
that
is
thing
Black
out.
Mamba confirmed.
Yeah, no, real talk. But finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes. So talking about aespa, Savage picked up 4 wins. So Show Champion, Music Bank, Show Music Core, and Inkigayo. So congrats to them winning right off the bat. And then we have ITZY's Loco, another win on M Countdown. So a total of 3 wins so far. And then Woods with Waiting, first win ever on the
Nice.
show.
Yeah,
Congrats.
shout out to Woods.
Nice
I know he
song,
won
really
some
nice
awards with X1, but he finally has a win on his own, so that's good for him.
Congrats.
All right, so we are now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 161. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
We are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 161. We're going to talk about some recent K-pop news and events, give you the state of the nation, and talk about Girls Planet 999 episode 11.
Yeah.
This is the least amount of news we've had barring like a holiday week or something. Like there's like nothing happened this week, guys.
Yeah.
Like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. We have
We've
some
reached
things
the
to talk
bottom.
about, but like in some weeks these would definitely be in like the
Not
like, other
even
news
mentioned.
or
No.
not mentioned, but
Not
just bear with
mentioned.
us. First one though, the Black Label has confirmed that Somi will be making her comeback in late October with her first full solo album. We asked for it. They're giving it.
Good.
My biggest wish here, please don't do another TikTok song. Let my girl Somi escape the box on the stage and move horizontally. Don't keep her stuck on a phone screen. I beg you.
Agree.
Like,
I strongly agree with that.
her last two songs, her horizontality, I made up a new word right there, has been like a
Horizontal
maximum
movement.
of 3 feet on each side. Like, let the girl move a little, YG. I'm begging
She
you.
can, right? This has been the argument too. Like,
She can move.
We
I
know
swear
she
she
can
can
dance.
move. She can move.
Watch the next choreography just be her dancing, jumping up and down.
I swear to God, if she doesn't move horizontally during this, like, I can't handle it. Like, I'm a huge fan of Somi. We've been a fan of her since Produce. I want everything for the best of her. I don't think this TikTok gimmick is the look, though. Like,
yeah.
really
Who
don't
knows?
think so.
I feel like they're gonna do it again.
I feel like they're gonna do it again too.
What was the last song? This thing, the I
Yeah.
thing.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun, dun,
Dum
dun.
Dum.
Dum
Yeah,
Dum,
yeah,
yeah.
That was kind of the most successful solo thing so far. So,
Right.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
a business perspective, if
They
it is
just-
broke, don't fix it.
They're just gonna run it back, I guess.
No.
That being said, we did ask them to give her more music. She is getting a full album, so that's cool. Full album. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Somi. Wow, 2 releases in a year? What is this? 2021? What is this? Crazy. Yep, so that's Somi. I hope she releases some cool music, though. And
I
gets
hope
something.
it's-
Yes. Let's
A
go,
decently
Somi.
sized full-length album. If it's 7 tracks and they call it a
Remix.
full-length album,
And the remix.
with like 3 instrumental tracks, I will be like, no, this
You
is
need
not
to
a full-length album.
Stock up on your Teddy repellent for this one, hopefully, but I doubt it. Like 100, it's the Teddy song for sure. All right, Anita, hit us with the second topic.
Yes, so on October 15th, aespa's Savage has achieved a perfect all kill, which was 10 days after its release. So it's the group's first perfect all kill. And I don't know, it's crazy. Like we talked about, this song is popular. People
Yeah.
are talking about it, listening to it.
So they unseated the Stay song from Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. So they were the ones to.
They beat Justin
them.
Bieber.
Wow.
So Savage right now is pretty much number 1 on most of the major charts still. It's not having a perfect all kill right now. And the Next Level is still in 5th place. And
2
the only-
songs.
The
Wow.
only 3 songs in between them are Stay, Traffic Light by Imujin, which for some reason
Right,
is doing
also.
extremely well in Korea,
Yeah.
and then the Universe song from Coldplay and BTS. But other than that, like there's a aespa sandwich going on there. even if you don't like their music, you have to objectively admit now that they are doing really well, right?
Yeah. It's kind of a shocker. I'm not going to lie. Like, as much as I like the song, I didn't expect it to be popular. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Right? Like, given what we saw on the Discord and like other K-pop communities, I was like, oh, maybe like people aren't like into this kind of sound yet. Maybe they're too ahead of the trend. Apparently not. Apparently not. You know what this means? I feel like we might be getting a wave of songs in this style.
Oh no.
Oh, following the trend then?
Right. That's my personal prediction, right? Like I feel like this is the beginning of a hyper pop trend, you know, similar to how we
Really?
had Moonbathon for a while, and then Tropic House for a while, and then we had
Neutro.
Dark Rooms for a while. Neutro's still never gonna Neutro's never gonna die. It's been a thing for 10 years now at this point.
Is this
If
an
you're
oh
not
no
into the
or an
sound?
oh yes though? That's the real question.
Personally, oh yes.
Okay.
I'm also yes, but I am a little hesitant to say that this will result in following a trend or following a sound, just because I see the appeal of aespa as a group and not necessarily the sound yet. Because I feel like as a group they're very popular, like the members and
Yep.
kind
That's
of
true.
like who they are and like who
Sure.
like how they're characterized, right, as a group, as people. So I feel like they're very trendy right now. The demographic, teens, perfect for them. So I feel like I see it as the charts, the number ones following that popularity. I don't know if it's following the sound.
I personally feel like the sound is a component of their success. And if you can copy off of a single component of that success, you should. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to copy and replicate the chemistry or the personalities that these characters have as a spell, right? But you can with the sound a little bit.
But can you pull it off though?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. That's the question. That's the question, right? Like, because people, a lot of people have said like Savage is like subpar implementation of hyperpop. But at the same time, we don't know what a good example of that might be yet, right? We might be getting even more subpar implementations of
from
that genre.
others.
Right. We don't want that. I hope the other groups bring something good and interesting. Or maybe this is never going to be a trend. Who knows?
So going back to what Anita said, though, this is the first time they're making the variety rounds too.
True. Yes, I saw
They're going to be on Ask Me Anything or Anin Hyungnim.
Yep,
They were on Amazing Saturday, Nolo and Toyoil, Do-Re Mi Market, however you want to call that show.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
okay.
They're starting to actually make the rounds on Variety, which is the clear sign that they're popular now and they're ready to do it.
recognizable.
So it seems like the SM strategy of holding them back for a while before we give them physicals and put them on TV, building up a fan base, releasing a popular song, and then going on seems to have paid off for them big time. Those kids are getting really popular right now in Korea, in the general public. They're one of the new rookie groups. They're probably the first one to really connect with mainstream Korea as a whole.
Yeah. For a while too. Like we haven't had a girl group that connects with the general public this well for a while.
So it's a good sign for them for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, Warren, you got the last thing? Let's go.
All right. We got some more market industry news. We got Genie Music, a music streaming platform in Korea, has recently signed a contract with Huawei Music to supply K-pop to other global music platforms. Now, according to a series of reports, this agreement will spread the reach of K-pop into 50 platforms across. Sorry, I had to burp because of my nice sparkling water.
Oh my god.
This will spread the reach of K-pop into 50 platforms across 95 countries, including Egypt, Kenya, Thailand, Singapore, and the Middle East through, Huawei's existing platform and their reach. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so essentially, I'm assuming that the Huawei music platforms didn't have much K-pop, but Genie's like, hey, you can outsource our library onto that. Hey, let's make an agreement here. I think this is cool because it is making K-pop more and more accessible. I know a lot of people have YouTube too, right? Which is the main way a lot of people are consuming. But on these streaming platforms, the music platforms that people actually put in their pockets when they walk around, it's kind of cool that they're getting more K-pop out there because there is definitely a demand. And companies like Genie are seeing that demand and they're like, hey, we can make some money off of this, right? Let's do it.
You want a piece of the pie.
More accessibility to music is always good. So,
kind of exciting. And I didn't know any of the platforms really involved, but apparently some of them are pretty big. So
I think the biggest one is, I believe, called Anghami. I'm not sure exactly how to
that was the one
read
that
it.
came up a couple times.
Right, that's the one in the Middle East. I know for them, it's pretty wildly popular.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly how their market works over there, but hey, if you're in the Middle East, let us know how that works.
Yes,
I'd be
yes,
kind of
yes.
interested to look into that.
All right. We have some surprise releases news going on. We got two of them. The first one, YG has confirmed the release date for Blackpink Lisa's upcoming collaboration with DJ Snake, Ozuna, and Megan Thee Stallion. On October 16th, the agency officially stated that the new collab single entitled SG will drop on October 22nd.
Okay.
Next,
Excited.
I spelled this all wrong, but Marvel's Eternals, that movie that's going to come on, right?
Oh yeah.
The music track list for the OST has been released, and it features a track from BTS called Friends.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, some crazy things are happening.
Interesting.
Lisa on a track with Megan Thee Stallion. What is going
Very
on?
so interesting.
Drop some money.
That song is everywhere. I hear it a lot.
I see it all over TikTok and Instagram.
TikTok.
Reels. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel. I felt like Eternals is doing a lot of marketing towards Korean people, obviously because it stars Don Lee.
Dong Lee. Yeah.
Right. Who is a Korean actor, American by legality, Korean by cultural mindset, I don't know, whatever. And I was not gonna lie, very surprised not to see a single K-pop name on the Shang-Chi OST list. I guess
right.
this is where Marvel decided to put their eggs. This is where like, put the Korean people over here because they like Mr. Don Lee. So put them together. Makes sense if you ask me.
no,
But
and-
super excited.
Getting Ma Dong-seok on your movie is cool because everyone's gonna be like, "That's the train from Busan guy,"
Oh yes.
That's the connect. That's why they did it because he does have some recognition. He's the buff, the big dude from Train to Busan, which a lot of
The
people have
buff
seen
but really
Yes.
cute dude
on Netflix, right? So a lot of people
Yeah.
have seen him, so that makes sense there.
He's the art box 사장님 from. Man, do you guys know what that movie is? The Korean movie with 어이가 없네, that movie. Shoot.
It stars UIN.
Right,
and
yeah,
it
that one.
has Ma Dong-seok.
어이가 없네. I found screenshots of the movie, but I don't see the movie title on veteran.
Yes.
Anyways, that was all for a non-existent joke. Please
Good job,
watch
Warren. Good job.
veteran
Yep.
Don Lee. Mystic Stories rookie group, girl group, is the official name is revealed at. I'm gonna stop.
All right, Mystic Story has a girl group that's gonna come out. Their official name has been revealed as Billy with 3 L's. So we have Weekly,
Billy.
and now we have Billy.
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 Why is it called Billy?
I don't know. It feels like
What
Billie
the
Eilish or some
L's?
crap, right? Like, no, it really does.
I mean, I understand it with like 2 L's. Okay, that's a name, but
I don't know why they need 3. And when you type it out, it looks like there's an error on your screen.
It
Like,
does because there
I think
is.
do I have 3 or 4 L's in there? I think there's 3, right? I can't
I
even
mean,
tell.
so does Weekly, right? I'm typing
Yeah.
it out right now, and
But Weekly, the E's look kind of good, right?
does
It's
it?
like-
aesthetically pleasing.
The E's are kind of okay, but having a bunch of L's and I's next to each other makes it very confusing in terms of text.
That's true. It's kind of difficult to tell because you have a lot of lines next to each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Eyes, too.
it's Billy, and they are a 6-member group. They debut next month in November. That Mystic
what?
group has been in the works for like 10 years, I swear to God.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
It's been a while.
it's been a while.
I hope they do some country music.
Wait, no
like
cap?
they're-
No cap?
No cap.
Oh, cap. Okay.
No, I hope they do country music, and I hope their fandom is called Hills.
We need a trot girl group. Let's do a trot girl group.
Yes, they should.
Someone should do it. Double down into it. It's
No, I
popular.
just feel like with the name Billy, it's this perfect opportunity to go country.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
I swear to God, if their concept
Hillbilly.
thing is like Billie Eilish's, people are gonna be up in arms about this. If it is. All right.
Mystic
Next,
Story makes decent music. I have hopes for them.
we have idols joining platforms. So LIGHTSUM joined Universe. BBG, that's the group with Shinbi, Eunha, and Umji. They joined Universe as well. AOA's Haejung and Chanmi joined Bubble, and then Winner joined Weverse in that collaboration between YG and Hype for
I
Weverse.
see.
Nice.
If you think about it, there's some interesting things here. The fact that only certain AOA members are joining platforms means something. I ain't gonna say anything, but you know, writing on the wall there. Also, the BBG thing joining Universe already, it means that I think this was in talks for a while. You know, that's what it's
It was
pointing at.
planned.
To me. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. I wonder what it's gonna be like.
I'm so curious.
Also, what I think
curious.
about kids from other groups that are in new groups, I always think about how Hinapia could have been big if they got more songs.
Dude, why did you gotta suddenly mention that?
I always
man?
bring that up because I always think of Pristin. I think of Hinapia because both of
It
those
was
were
a
big
shame.
moves.
Yeah.
Because dude, that drip drip song is actually holds up still. It's a good song.
Ooh, still holds up.
We
no, wait, no.
are Pristin.
Wee
All right.
song.
Finally, SF9's Dawon and Huyoung have tested positive for COVID-19 after being in contact with a COVID positive staff member. They are currently in self quarantine and are following guidelines. All other members of SF9 have tested negative. That being said, little public health PSA: make sure you get those vaccines. Flu season, double up on that. Get that flu shot as well. I got mine. You know, I am my 5G wireless signal is so strong now. We're elevating to 6G soon. That's once I get the
level right
booster
there.
shot, we're gonna be in 6G mode.
Bro, look at you. Can I charge my phone with you now?
Dude, wirelessly, bro. Dude, let's go. But in terms of announcement comebacks, dude, no, October, November, late is going to be crazy. So Super Junior ENHYPEN, October 20th. So it was like Donghae's getting stuff. Now I'm getting stuff. Bot Baigan 4's An Ji-young, October 26th. A-Lee, October 27th. Park Ji-hoon and DKB Dakbi on October 28th. Somi, as we mentioned, late October. November 1st, The Boys. November 3rd, Laboom, now as 4 members, I believe. One Us, November 9th. They have a concert right after that. Monster X, November. Astro's MJ is getting a solo debut also in November. Everyone's like coming back. It's nuts.
You guys know how like everyone's like, oh, like the year's almost ready. You know, it's gonna be over soon. This is the final stretch for K-pop. This is the final stretch before we start heading into awards season, guys.
Yeah, the awards season is becoming a bit more and more important thing. People used to release songs near the holidays and stuff. It just happened. But these days, by mid-November, you better stop because the Mama Awards show is going to happen soon, right? And you want to be qualified. So that's the new trend. And then once we reach like mid-November till the end of the year, there's barely anything to cover. So
barren.
Well,
yep.
All right, let's move on to State of the Nation. I guess I'll go first. We are recording 30 minutes early today because I have to go do something in the game we're playing lately. I have to fight in a war.
Are you gonna win?
So we're
winning, son.
We lost earlier today, but we're gonna take a dub later for sure.
Only dubs, dubs only.
So we're on a server called Talalokan. Don't worry about it. They name all the servers weird names, right? So we're in a server called Talalokan, and we're in the green faction called Marauders. So we're the Marauders. We're green.
Oh,
team green.
I see.
Okay.
We fight against the 2 other teams. There's a purple team and a yellow team. Covenant and Syndicate are the other 2 teams. Whatever. It is so organized. There's a Talalakan Marauders Discord that you have to be in. When a war gets declared, you have to fill out like a Google Doc saying what position you are and your level. Like, no, really, that's how. And because it's a 50-on-50 war, so they want to put you in the correct team. So there's strategy.
Whoa.
And during the war, someone shot calling it. They're like, Team 7, defend the right flank, like that kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
It's to that level now of complexity that this is happening, and we're all in a 50-person Discord call. It's nuts.
That's crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's really interesting because of we have a Discord, but Discord is becoming like the hub for gaming now. It is the hub for gaming. So I'm in the Talalokan Marauders Discord. I joined the new guild, so I'm in that guild's Discord because we do things in there. Like, it's kind of crazy.
That's intense.
Other than that, sort of related to computers, I got a new graphics card.
A chip, not a potato chip.
No, not a chip, Anita. It's a big graphics card, like this big.
Oh, no.
Anita actually believed what I was saying.
I did.
That's your mistake.
The chips are more like the CPU. Those are the smaller ones. But the GPU, the graphics unit, that's the thing that they're using to mine Bitcoins with, right? It is so expensive. Like,
how much was it?
I got a 3070 Ti Founders Edition, which is a good card. It's a good card. It's supposed to retail at like $600, right? I'm an adult now. I have money. I have income. This is my big purchase of the year, right? Instead of buying a new computer or a new system, I'm like, I'm just going to replace my worst part, right? I bought it on eBay. I might have sold the kidney to get it.
Doug.
The resale game is strong. And
double?
No, not double. Not that bad. It's bad though. It's
quadruple.
And like, I know they're reselling it obviously because in the photo for the listing they had the Best Buy receipt showing. So like that guy got it at retail because he got lucky, and he's selling it to a schmuck like me who can't wait. That being said, I doubt that the graphics card market's gonna get cheaper in the next year. So I was like, screw it. Might as well just get it now. You know. So yeah, that's all I've really been doing.
So on the side, Anita was like, "What's a graphics card?"
Don't tell them.
I did a great job of explaining and educating Anita what it is.
I was fooled.
What I want you to do now, Anita, is explain to me what is a 37i Founders Edition.
3070 Ti Founders Edition. Anita,
Yeah,
what is that?
Well, it's a graphics thing, right? Doug just explained it.
Yeah.
That's not what you told me, though, Warren. You were trying to fool me.
Here's what I wrote. I wrote, it's a magic bean. He's gonna put it in the ground, water it a bit, wait roughly 4 to 6 weeks, and I was gonna be climbing a dried beanstalk.
I didn't believe that.
That's why I told you it's a chip. It's like
But
a
it's
potato
not a
chip.
chip then.
Doug is gonna eat it and go boom boom mega brain. That's what's gonna happen.
That being said, I've never like installed the graphics card before, but I got help. You know, Shimboy Matt's gonna help me. Yocab
Nice.
said he'll help me. You know,
Nice.
I'm a monkey here, but I think I could figure it out. So we should be alright.
What are you gonna play with your 3070 Ti Founders Edition?
So we're playing New World right now. I'm also looking forward to the Drivey game Forza. There's a new Forza coming out soon.
Yeah, you were a
I'm
big
kind of
Forza
excited
person.
for that. Yeah, I like Forza. And then next year probably Overwatch 2, whenever that comes out.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Because I'm taking a little bit of a break. Obviously, I'm on the New World kick right now, but we do play sometimes. So I'm looking forward to Overwatch 2. So those are the things.
Nice,
All right.
nice.
Warren, did you do anything?
Oh yeah, I did.
What you do?
There was a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I forgot. I should really write these down. One thing I did though, I met up with Mal, who's one of the Discord mods on our server.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
he's
lad.
from Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Pennsylvania. He was in town to do something, which I remember, but I will not disclose for his private information. But at the same time, he's been like on the server for a very long time, and is like,
Like 2.5 years, I think.
yeah, I know. I remember he was like on to talk about Produce 48 back in the day. Like that's Produce 48, guys. We're like moved on from that for a while. So great guy. We met up with him. He was with his sister as well, who was very, very nice. And we got pork katsu, which if you don't know what that is, it's deep fried pork loins, and it's in Japanese styled, and it is good.
Yeah, so if you don't know what a pork katsu is, if you know pork cutlets, right, which is a more westernized dish, it's that, but it's with panko breading instead of regular breading. So that's
Crunchy.
how I put it.
Here's the thing. There's a place in Times Square, near Times Square in Midtown, near Bryant Park, called Katsu Hama, KATSU HAMA. We are not sponsored by them, but I encourage you to try it out.
I wish. It looks so good. It looks so good.
You know how it's good? You walk in and there's like a 6-person Japanese family in the front, and they're like, this is good, yeah. And they're like very happy about it. That's how you know it's good. They like it. I like it too. Look, trust me, it's like, it's really good. Trust me. If you're in New York, I encourage you to try it out. If you're not, sucks to be you, I guess.
Yeah, Warren's eating it like twice this week now or something.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, because I went with Mal, and then like during the weekend, some of my college friends were visiting, and like they really like Asian food, and I was like, okay,
Gotta stop there.
I guess you gotta stop there. And they put this, I think, in the second rank of everything we've eaten over the weekend, and the first place was somewhere where you gotta like make reservations very, very early.
Which place?
Oh.
That place is called Kimura,
Kimura.
KAMURA. I was able to grab a Saturday 9 p.m. reservation.
Oh, I've heard of this place. Okay, yeah.
They make Japanese hot pot, and that is incredible as well.
Ooh.
I've only been able to go twice, but I really need to go again sometime because I really want to try out everything
Get
else.
some
on their menu.
nabe or some shabu shabu. Let's go.
Oh yeah,
man.
they're very famous for their nabe. So enough about food. I want to, I don't want to make people too hungry. Something I watched over the weekend as a movie activity though is an anime movie called Koi no Katachi, or The Shape of Voice.
Oh.
Have either of you guys heard of it?
A silent voice.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
silent voice.
Oh,
Yeah, I
everyone's
watched
seen
it.
that.
We've seen
that's
that one.
That's like a top 2 anime movie in my opinion.
All right. Well, in my
Was it your
defense,
first time?
No, this is my third time.
Oh,
It's
okay,
so
okay.
good. It's so good.
It's really good.
Yes.
Rewatching. It's been a while since I've rewatched it because like the first 2 times I watched it like with a 1 week gap basically. And it's been a while since I've seen it. And I revisited it this week, and I was like, "Ooh, I forgot how good this is." That's all I wanted to say. It's just good.
Yeah, so if you have not seen A Silent Voice, it is like extremely well rated. It's like I think on the My Anime list, which is like the hub for rating anime, it's like a top 2 movie. It's considered something like that on
Wow.
the website.
Wow.
It's really good. I also heard that the Violet Evergarden movie is now on Netflix in English with English
I saw
subs.
that too.
So everyone's been watching that lately. You got to have some tissues ready. I highly recommend you watch the series because it's basically the conclusion of the series there.
I am looking at my anime list right now. Top 10 anime movies of all time. I feel like I'm reading off of like Mojo TV or something. We have Evangelion, the new movie, on 10th. We have the Demon Slayer on 9th.
Mugen
Oh,
Train.
Fate Stay Night movie on 8th.
That one's crazy good.
Spirited Away on 7th.
Great.
7th? Okay.
Great.
Right? And then we have the third Kizumonogatari movie on
That's really
6th.
crazy too.
That's
Yeah,
crazy too.
That's crazy.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Then you have Your Name on 5th.
5th.
Still, really? It's been a while.
No, I thought that'd be higher. That's what's.
I thought it'd
really?
be higher too. That's how hype the top movies are. And then on 4th place you have Violet Evergarden, the movie,
Yep.
which I heard it's really, really good. Shout out
It's
to
really
Choani.
good.
Yeah.
I saw it when it was like illegally ripped. It's really good.
And skipping real quick to 2nd place, you have Koi no Katachi, the movie you just talked about, Silent Voice. And on 1st and on 3rd, we
Warren's
have the
favorite
movies
series.
of
Yeah.
Gintama. Guys, if you have not watched Gintama, this is what are you guys? What are you even a weeb? Like, what kind of weeb are you? what are you doing?
You know,
Um,
I've seen all of this top 10 other than the Gintama movies.
You fake weeb.
I actually and the Evangelion, like, but I'm not that deep, you know. So I've seen all the modern stuff other than the Gintama movies, dude.
Fake weeb over here. Please return to your fake weeb normie hole.
LOL.
All right. That was how I spent my week.
All right.
How about
Nice,
you, Anita?
nice.
Anita, I heard you had some stuff.
Yes, so not too long ago, I don't remember the exact date when it was released, but Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct
Oh,
released.
Correct.
And it's basically an announcement of the updates that are coming, the free updates that are coming on November 5th. And then they also, like, right after they did the, the actual pay to get DLC, which is a Happy Home Paradise thing. I am so tempted, guys.
Anita,
I've
get
been-
it.
Wait. Okay. Are you happy about this, or are you
Are you-
unhappy
yeah,
about?
what?
This?
Okay, let me explain. For the free updates, I'm really, really excited because they're including Brewster and the Roost, the cafe that was featured in previous games, which is basically a cafe in the museum, and you get to go in there and drink coffee. And in previous versions of the game, you could also work there part time, which I thought would be cool. I don't know if they're featuring that in this version of it. I hope they do, but I don't think they mentioned it, so they might not. But I'm excited for that because I hear a lot of people talking about it and how great it is. And a couple other features as far as things to do in the island. So I'm excited for that. But the pay to get DLC, it's the Happy Home Paradise. It's basically you get to renovate or design islands and homes for residents in this separate area of the Animal Crossing New Horizons universe, an archipelago of islands, and then you get visitors that want like a specific theme for their home, and you help them. You're basically a home designer here. It's really cute, and there's a lot of new features for decorating that you get to use back in your original island. I'm tempted to get it.
Anita,
What's stopping you?
Anita.
Yeah,
Your birthday's coming up soon, correct?
it is.
I'm
But
buying it for you for your birthday. Deal with
no,
it.
hold on.
No.
Wait, hold on. The reason why I hesitate to even consider getting it though is because I'm still very behind in the
It's
actual.
okay, Anita.
But there is a character in the Happy Home Paradise team, like the worker. His name is Nico. His or her name, I'm not sure. It's a little monkey and it's so cute. And
Anita.
they're a special character, so you can invite them to your island.
I have a question. Did you
Yes.
get the duck girl you wanted?
No, I'm still looking for Molly. So like, there's still a lot of things I have to do in my island because I got the game not that long
the
ago.
thing, Anita. As someone who's
Yes.
joined like big games late before, you still
Yes.
want to get all the expansions or whatever they got if you're into the
Really,
game.
it doesn't wear off.
No, because you're gonna be like, there's so much more stuff I need to do. Amazing.
Personally, to add on to this a little bit, if you're not like strictly following the trend. Like, just take your time with it. Who cares? Get the
yeah,
DLC.
yeah.
Get it?
Take your
and
time
then-
with it.
So Anita,
No, don't convince me to.
I'm going to get it for your birthday. You pre-order it and just tell me how much
no.
it is, and I'll send you the money.
Oh my god.
Here, Anita, you have a much better dilemma because I bought a game that I know I'm not gonna like, and it's only because it's Pokemon. So look, you're in a much better situation than
You're
I
gonna
am.
get it, Anita, and we're gonna pay
what I'm
for it.
saying.
You're good. I bought Warren the Infinity Gauntlet for his birthday. I'm getting you the Animal Crossing. We're Gucci there. We're good. Boom.
Oh.
All right, let's blast off for the second to last time. Girls Planet 999 episode 11. For some reason, they decided to do this random OOO mission because they needed stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I did not get it.
I don't get it. So it was two teams of 9 and a team of 8, right? Is
Yeah.
what they did. They said the fans and the masters chose the lineup somehow. You are in a group of people, but there's only 3 winners and 1 for each group. And it feels like they grouped you based on your like tier of contestant on this show, right?
It was a little
Yeah.
obvious. Yeah.
If you're in a 9-member group and you win, you get 90,000 points. If you're an 8-member group and you win, you get 80,000 points. Let's go over these group though. We'll go with group 3 and we'll make our way to 1, right?
Sounds good.
Group 3 was the pretty group, as they said on the show.
Visuals.
The visual. That dude, Wonja is hilarious. She could be a comedian. She's so funny. So that group was Wonja, Ruan, Chunshinwei, Gunmaya, Manami, Bora, Jojinyu, and Youngun. Youngun's a little bit strange to be in that group, I thought. But, that was group 3. Group 2 was like, it was started off as the strong girl group, but then it kind of wasn't by the end of it. Chaibing, Suyun, Ririka, Fuyaning, Mei, Shana, Huning Bahie, Huang Xinqiao, and Kotone. And then finally, we had the debut group, essentially,
The
right?
top contestants.
Yurina, Suruchi, Yeso, Yujin, Dayan, Chehyun, Hikaru, Mashiro, Zhaoting. If that was the final lineup for the group at the end, it'd be like, all right, I get it,
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't know why they did that. I thought they would have mixed the kids up.
I don't know either. I feel like maybe they were trying to, I don't know, give a fair shot based on like the grouping, so that it like if you had a top person in your group, like it wouldn't automatically go to them, right? Because they were all grouped together, like they were competing against each other. I don't know though. It was confusing.
I personally feel like Mnet just decided to do it for whatever reason.
Just for fun.
For fun. They were like, "Oh, what can you do for fun today? Oh, let's put these people in torture."
So I have like 2-word descriptions for each of the groups, how their practices went.
Okay.
Group 1,
Oh,
really good kids who know they're good. Number 2,
good.
for some reason, really depressed. Group
Yeah.
3, looks like they had a lot of fun. Those were the descriptors for each of these groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why was Group 2 so depressed?
I don't
I don't
understand.
know.
There had to be something else going on, right? I really
Yeah,
don't get
that's-
it. They got in the room and it was just awkward. Like, and then
Did they fight before?
and then they're
what
like,
happened?
"Who wants to be leader?" No one raised their hand, and then Shauna's like, May's kind of good at talking. Let's make her leader. And May's like, "Okay." That's how she
Yeah.
became leader.
It's a struggle there.
In group 1, Yujin ended up. They keep calling it Killing Point. Yujin was the center. Yurina was the main vocal. Group 2, I don't know who the main vocal ended up being, but Fuyaning was the center. And then finally in the third group, Bora was main vocal, and Manami got center, which was kind of cool. They all did the performances. The practice for group 2 was kind of rough. Group 1 and 3 were good. Group 3 was really good for some reason.
A lot of energy.
Yeah.
And then they performed it, and it was all fine. Everyone did fine. All the groups were pretty good.
I mean, they know the song.
Exactly. They've been doing this. They sing the song all the time. So they did this. The 3 kids who ended up getting points were in group 1, Yujin, group 2, Huning Bahie, and group 3, Youngun. Putting Youngun in third and giving her the points, is this fixed? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like Youngun should have been in group 2. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Based on like,
If I'm looking at this on
Skill?
like how I look at these kids in terms of how likely they are to make the final group,
oh yeah, yeah.
Youngun should be in category 2. I don't know. I don't know why they did this, to be honest, but they did.
I guess they really needed a reason for the benefits.
True. Yeah, that was
Which,
it.
yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
literally it.
I don't know if they even needed something to add benefits with at this point. You know what I mean? Like, if you need benefits to move on to the next round to episode 12, it's kind of got to be difficult for you, anyways. Like, why? Like, I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Then we finally had the elimination because this wasn't an elimination round. They went from 16 to 1. Let's go 16 to 1.
Okay.
16th place, Huang Chinchao. She fell off real hard. Like
I was surprised she still made it. To be honest.
She dropped 9 ranks.
14 and 15th, two people I really like, Wonja and Bora. I'm happy they made it to the finale. I think they're great kids.
Yeah.
13th, Huning Bahie. She's like very close to making the debut group. Sort of close to not as well. She's very like up in the air because she
Very
does have a
middle.
lot of one pick power though. So hard to tell. 12th, 11th, and 12th. Kind of surprising. Chaehyun and Yeso.
Yeah.
I
That
get
was odd.
Chaehyun had a bad round, so I could see her dipping. But like Yeso was fine the whole time, so I don't really know why she keeps dropping. I don't think it's really her dropping. I think other kids are just rising real high.
That's true.
Then they brought up 9th and we have 9th and 10th, right? So one of these would be in the debut group, one of them wouldn't. Youngwon in 9th, Suruchi in 10th.
First time she falls off.
Yeah, first time Suruchi has not been top 10. So that's kind of surprising. And Youngwon, I think it's the first time she's top 9. So
Yep.
that happened there. 8th place, Fu Yaning. Yo,
First time in top 9.
started from the evil edit, now we're here. Like, damn.
Did not see it coming.
Regardless of her performance in Snake, she has so much positive momentum going into this finale.
Oh, yeah.
Her and then Shauna,
interesting,
who's
yeah.
in number 7. Those two are like blasting off right now on all platforms I'm seeing.
Shauna's kind of plateaued a bit, like, especially with Fu Yaning, who like was 22nd before.
Yeah.
Now she's 8. Like, what kind of jump is that? You know, like,
Yeah, I think Fu Yaning is still teetering, like if she'll make it or not. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she dropped out in the finale or something. But like the Shauna hype train, I know she might have been plateauing a little, but everyone likes Shauna. Everyone likes Shauna.
Solid vocals, I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
down. Yeah,
She's been
she
really-
kind of
Oh,
she
go
kind
on.
of reminds me of like the position. What's her name?
Chaewon,
No, Marshmallow Girl.
Hitomi.
Yeah, Hitomi. The position Hitomi was in.
Oh.
Okay.
I can see that.
Marshmallow Girl. All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Okay. And then top 6. Let's go 3 at a time. 6th place Yurina. 5th place Yujin. 4th place Hikaru. I think Hikaru. It's surprising she's in 4th. I think it's also surprising that Yurina's in 6th now. I think
True.
those two. I would, if they had flipped, I thought it would be more accurate to what it should be at the moment. And then top 3. My girl Mashiro made it all the way up to 3rd right now. She is J1 if we think about it.
Wow.
2nd place, Daeyeon. The hype train is still going. She is
Yep.
2nd overall. And then number 1, I don't think anyone was super surprised. Zhao Ting is number 1. Based on her performance in Snake, she definitely had to maintain 1st. She did not. Then we went to 17th, which is the last just safe spot overall. It came down between Chun Shin-wei and Suyeon got the nod.
Yep.
I think that makes sense. Suyeon's had a very good last 2 rounds, I think. So
Her storyline, yeah.
I don't think she's gonna make the final lineup, but she did good enough to make it to the finale, I thought.
She's good enough. Also at a point where like if she doesn't make it, I'll be paying attention to where she goes to.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
group comes out of her. Like I'm excited for her. You know.
And then finally, for Planet Pass, the 3 candidates were Gunmaya, Ruan, and Manami. I wanted Ruan to make it,
I
personally.
know you did.
I'm a big Ruan fan.
Honestly, I would have taken either Ruan or Manami over Maya. But hey, I like Gwen Maya too.
Yeah, I think Gunmaya is fun.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's her time yet to make this final group.
She's really young. She's so
She
young.
has a lot of time. Yeah, it's okay.
Man, I really wanted Ruan to make it. I think Ruan was in like my top 5 by like before this ended.
I mean, when it came down to those 3 candidates, though, and I was seeing like who they were thinking, like, oh, the top 3 that might get it. I thought like it can't be Ruan because they already gave her the pass previously, right? So I thought like the logic there would be not to give it to her, but I also feel like Maya would be the only in the Korean team, right, that would be left, right? So
Yep.
if she made it, everybody made it. So I feel like would they
Makes
do
sense.
that? And they did.
And
And I
here's the
kind
thing.
of saw it coming because I think the masters, right, the Planet Masters, were very vocal as to liking her and how she performed, and I do agree that she did well. It's just felt like hey, there's just not enough spots.
And here's the thing. Maya has never had a bad round, if you think about the show. She's been good in every
True.
single round she's been in. So
Sure.
And she's also been like someone who's gotten praise every single round she's been in. So it does
true.
make sense that the masters would choose her. The breakdown, though, all 9 Korean contestants made it, and there's 5 Chinese kids left, and there is 4 Japanese kids left. A little bit sus here. Some interesting eliminations. Chai Big, oh my goodness, the biggest fall I've ever seen on the show.
Yeah, I didn't think she would literally not make it. I
She
thought
went
would
from
just-
top 9 to off the show in one round.
She went from
Wow.
8th place to 26th place. A whopping place drop.
That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Other kids, he said goodbye to Ruan, Manami, kind of sad about those. May's also leaving. Chun Shin-wei's gone.
Ririka.
Ririka,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Not everyone can make it. It is what it is, right? Not everyone can make the finale. All right. So today, Mnet released these preliminary results for this show, right? Let me. I lost the image of it. I gotta find it real quick. Give me 1 second, everyone.
Well, wait. There's a fun fact here, right? Everyone who was in Utopia made it to a final round.
Huh.
Wow, that's
Everyone.
true.
That's Yeso, Bora, Chaehyun, Yurina, and Hwang Jin-cha. For Medusa, for Snake, everyone made it except for Chai Bing. That's a 85% survival rate. It's pretty good.
Wow.
All right. Do y'all want to hear what Mnet showed today in some capacity? These are
Let's hear it.
officially Mnet released these rankings.
Oh boy.
Let's go from 1 down because it's shocking. First
Okay.
place is Chaehyun, who was 11th on this episode.
Let's go.
Second place, Yoojin, who was 5th. She is now 2nd in the preliminary for the finale rankings. Daeyeon dropped 1 place back from 2nd to 3rd. 4th place is Youngun, up from 9th place. She went up 5 spots.
Oh my God.
5th place, Huning Baihye. She was 13th. She is up 8 spots.
Oh my god.
6th place,
Wow.
Yesol's finally back on the top 9. She jumped 6 spots from 12. 7th place, Suyeon from 17th. She has jumped 10 spots. 8th place, Gwynmaya. She went from 25th to 8th, 17 spot difference.
Oh my god.
9th place, Suruchi up 1 spot. 10th place, Fuyaning. She's down 2 spots. 11th place, Bora up 4 spots from 15th. 12th place, Hikaru down 8 spots from 4th. 13th place, Yurina down 7th place from 6th. 14th place, Mashiro dropping 11 spots from 3rd. 15th place, Shana, who went from 7th place to 15th place. That's a -8. The biggest shocker, in 16th place, Shun Jiao Ting from number 1 down to 16.
How's that possible?
How was that possible? 17th place, Wonja from 14th to 17th. And then last place is Hwang Shin-chao, who is from 16th to 18th, dropping 2. What is going on?
Okay, I'm looking at a chart that has their current rankings, that has last episode rankings, and the differences of how much they won and how much they went down. Almost everybody in the top half have gone up at least by 1 rank.
Flip.
And then everybody in the bottom half have gone down by at least 1. And I'm like, look at it. This is the complete flip. Up and
It's a
down.
complete flip.
Complete flip.
I don't know what's going on here. It's insane, right?
Okay. I feel like some of this is explainable.
Okay.
Because if you look at people like Chaehyun or Yoojin or Hyuning Baihye, these people I have noticed have strong one-pick fandoms.
Yeah, okay, true.
So that is paying off. at this point in the show, that's what you really need. You need
One
your
pick
strong
power.
fans, right,
Yep.
who are gonna die over you, no matter what.
They're gonna die on like the Chaehyun Hill on the end of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna die on her big chin. That's what's gonna happen.
Hey, shut up! At least you don't have a big forehead like Jury does, fam.
Hey.
hey, hey.
Hey, if anything, I have previously said I like her big chin, so I just want to make that sure. I'm not trying to make that.
Don't you talk bad about my Chaehyun.
I have been a Jaehyun fan before you, sir.
Must protect.
So I think that's the first layer of it. And then the second layer of it is looking at people like Shan Xiaoting and Mashiro and Yurina and why they have fallen so much. And my guess is because up until this point in the voting system, we have had this, we have been asked to vote.
Forced voting for all the countries.
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say encouraged, but yes, forced voting.
Right? Forced voting. We were
Where
locked
you
in.
have to vote for one person from each country.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna go off with an assumption I've kind of made on my own based on what I've thought, what I've seen, and it looks like some of these members have been considered safe picks. You know, people have been voting for them because they seem like nice people.
Shan
Not
Jiao-ting,
necessarily,
you know,
right. Not necessarily
Mashiro,
because I'm a
Yurina.
huge fan, but because they happen to be the safe pick for someone in the Chinese trainee camp or the Japanese trainee camp, you know, like that kind of thing. And the biggest example of that for me has been Shan Xiaoting, where I have yet to run into a Shan Xiaoting one pick. Maybe you exist on the Discord server. If you do, I'm very,
Let
very
us
sorry.
know.
Yeah.
I think is it? Wait, I don't know. We used to have some, but they all switched to other.
I know
ships.
there used to be a couple, but now nobody is, as far as I know.
I think OP is the only one remaining.
Oh,
I think he's the only
sorry,
Zhao Ting
OP.
one pick remaining. Yeah.
if anything, what I would be also concerned with, especially with people like Shan Xiaoting or Yurina, is they have traditionally had very strong spots throughout the entire season.
Yep.
So at this point, the fans might have been like, "Oh, maybe I can slack off a little and pick my second pick."
It's
You know,
not
people
necessary.
like Youngun, for instance. You know, I can maybe slack off a little bit, choose Gwen Maya instead. You know, like maybe that's been happening. I don't know if it has. I'm trying
Okay.
to, trying
Here's
to
the
put logic to
craziest
it.
thing, though. If this is the let's say this was the final lineup. It's 8
Okay.
Korean kids and 1 Chinese kid.
Surichi.
It's Surichi at the Chinese and the Korean kids is what I meant to say.
Even worse of a ratio.
Yeah, we're gonna get a 8-1-0 ratio. Like, what is that? Why did we even have the show then? That being said, I will be willing to bet there's at least one of each country on this group.
I feel like they're gonna
They
have to.
They have to.
Will they rig it?
I just don't understand how this is like gonna shake it. You know the problem is, if the final group ends up being a dumpster fire to get there, people are not gonna stand this group. You know, like because people have a preconceived notion already as to what the core of this group looks like in their head, right?
Right.
And they like are already starting to be like, oh, I kind of like what this group is shaping out to be. I'm down for it. I hope we get the rest of the kids in this group, right? If
Right.
not even the core of what in people's head is in this group, I don't know what's gonna happen to the group, right?
I mean, you also have to think about this, right? The current chemistry between the trainee
top-
fandoms right
yeah.
now, right? Because I'm not gonna name any names right now. If you want to hear the names, come to the stream on Thursday. What I will say right now is that certain fandoms are not getting along with other fandoms.
Ooh.
And
Whoa.
those, I see multiple of those in the top 9 right now. If all of them are in the group together, I hope they get along. I really do. But we might also run into a situation where they don't get along, and we don't want that for the group. We
one-
don't want that for the trainees.
One person stands basically. They don't. They
Right,
will not
so-
stand the whole group.
Some slightly aggressive one-person stands, which it's fine. I understand, but at the same time, we gotta make sure everyone gets along.
I'm so conflicted.
Luckily, that almost happened with Produce 48, and it didn't. And that's where people were. The meme back then was that, oh, Mnet's rigged the show, but I like it, kind of deal.
I'm so conflicted because my top 2 kids that I like are Chaehyun and Mashiro, right? Those are the 2 kids I like the
When
most.
have you liked Chaehyun?
Like 5 episodes ago, my guy.
Okay, poser.
My favorite 2 kids are Chaehyun and Mashiro. Who do I vote for? Mashiro now? But I need Chaeyeon in the group too. I'm so conflicted.
Personally, I've been voting for Chaeyeon nonstop.
Okay.
That's
have
why
not
she's
changed.
number one.
She's gonna end with number one. I would be happy.
Maybe the last like whatever days I just switched to Mashiro. Maybe she needs help. She needs some milk. LeBron James. I don't know, man. She needs some help.
What's very obvious that's going to happen right now with the release of this preliminary result, right? Is that
Right.
people are gonna panic vote for the people in the bottom half. So it's gonna
Right.
flip again.
Bora might end up in this group.
Exactly. Like it's gonna flip again. Like it always happens. People vote for the bottom half more because they see that the top is changing, it's shifted. So it will flip again. So I feel like it's still up in the air exactly how much people are influenced by this and how I guess how much they believe it's actually how it is right now. I don't know. I feel like it could go either way.
Go on.
No. You go ahead, Doug.
Can I pick the 9 kids I want in the group? Not a prediction as to what's gonna happen.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Or
it's
just
a
say,
dream
like,
thing. It's not
Doug,
realistic.
if Doug was like, if they were like, you got to make a 9-member group out of this list. Not
you
what's gonna
are the
happen.
new director.
I'm the director. They screwed the
Okay.
voting and they say, Doug, pick the group right now.
Okay, do it.
All right. I'm gonna go down the list and see if
Okay.
I have extras. I need Chaehyun,
Okay.
Yoojin,
Okay.
Dayeon,
Okay.
Yeseo,
Okay.
Suruchi,
Okay.
Bora,
Okay.
Bora.
Yurina,
Okay.
Mashiro,
Okay.
Shunjating. That'd be my group.
Okay. If I
That's
can
my
pick,
group.
okay. I mean, some interesting names. First of all, you didn't vote for Shauna, you monster.
No, she doesn't make it in my group. I'm sorry.
Personally, if I get to pick the 9, I'm doing Chaehyun.
Okay.
I'm doing Dayeon. Suyeon.
Oh, Suyeon. Okay.
Fuyaning. Bora. How much do I have? 5?
You have 5. You have 4 kids left.
Okay, I have 4 kids. Okay. Shana. Chen Xiaoting.
Shunjating.
Actually, take out Fuyaning. Add Huang Qingchao.
Okay.
One more?
You got 2.
Oh. Oh, geez.
Let's go down it again.
Eugene back in, Youngin back in. Okay, other than
Yoojin, Youngin. Okay, so your group ends up being Chaehyun, Yoojin, Dayeon, Youngin,
Yeah.
Suyeon.
yeah,
You took out Fuyaning. Bora,
Bora.
Shana, Zhaoting, Huan Qingchao. That's your group.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
what you
so.
picked.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what you picked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anita,
okay.
do you have a 9?
Do I have a 9?
Just pick 9. The first 9 names you like.
Okay.
on
the
the
list.
list.
Pick 9.
I think shouting for sure.
Okay.
Shouting for sure.
Shunjating. You're already sighing at 10 too?
Chaehyun.
Okay.
Chaehyun.
Chaehyun.
Yoojin.
Yoojin,
Eugene.
Bora.
Bora.
So I have 4 so far. Mashiro.
Mashiro,
Ririka.
Yurina.
Yurina.
How many do I have?
I lost count.
I think I have 7.
You said Chaehyun, Yoojin, Bora, Zhaoting, Mashiro,
Yurina.
Yurina. That's 6. That's
Oh, 6.
All right. Anita's debuting as a 6-person group, apparently.
No. Hold on.
Ririka. Ririka.
No.
Yeseo.
Lirika. Takahashi.
No. I'm gonna put
Shana.
Shana.
Shana. Okay.
Shana
okay.
and
You still got 2 choices, Anita.
2 more.
Yeah, you have
Okay,
Chaehyun,
okay.
Yoojin, Bora, Zhaoting, Mashiro, Yurina, Shana.
Wait, you haven't chose. You didn't choose Hikaru.
Oh, I did not. Wait a second.
Monster.
Oh gosh.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
Wait, but see, like that's not good. How did I forget?
All right, let's go through the kids you haven't chose. Dayeon, Youngun, Huning Bahie, Yeseo, Suyeon, Gunmaya, Suruchi, Fuyaning, Hikaru, Wonja, Hwan Ching Chao. You need to pick 2 out of that.
I need to pick Hwang Ching Chao. Hwang
I
Ching
pick,
Chao.
I pick Wonja.
Wonja, okay.
Okay.
Now you need one more kid.
One more.
Pick Yeseo.
Hwang Ching Chao. Pick the girl who's not good at anything.
No, I'll put Hikaru because I forgot.
Hikaru? Okay.
Yeah.
So Anita's final group would be Chaehyun, Yujin, Bora, Xiaoting, Mashiro, Yurina, Shana, Wonja, Hikaru. That's an interesting group. Damn. If you want to hear what our actual predictions are, you could join us on the
this
Twitch.
Is not realistic.
The Twitch thing that's gonna happen on Thursday at 8 p.m. I think it is twitch.tv/SojuTalk.
SojuTalk Podcast.
SojuTalk Podcast. Twitch.tv/SojuTalk Podcast. That being said, based on these preliminary results, I think we might have another dumpster fire finale, which would be crazy, right?
It's gonna be interesting.
Mnet, rig the show in a positive way,
Hey,
please.
my sister's coming Friday afternoon, so I'm gonna pretty much watch the finale twice, more or less. So
For her birthday, though.
that happened with 48, and they were shocked when it was happening, the crazy stuff. But next week we're gonna cover that IU song. Infinite's Nam Wuhan is also on Tuesday. Wednesday we have CL Blue, Super Junior's Eunhyuk and CL. Thursday we have the boy group Kingdom. Friday we have 17, and then on Monday we have NCT 127, Epic High, and the debut of Ryan Jun's group Bugaboo, which is a weird name. But this has been Soju Talk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug, and I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time when we know the results of Girls Planet 999. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Based, Mina, Shadow, Delmonic, Ellie, Jedi, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, Malfiar, NJ Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K-Music Erday, Koala, Malfiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.